Well, welcome back to the Hambonez Show. Matt, Troy, and I are back with you for our Week 4 2025 NFL Pickems. Last week, we went over the matchups and gave you some different stats and previews of the games and kind of what we liked. We had some locks of the week, talked about some cool uniforms that are going to be coming up on the weekend. We're probably going to do the same thing here in this episode. Troy, you got anything you want to say about week 3?
Yeah, interested to see what our records are from last week and overall. I think I had a good week, so just got to keep the grind up. All that studying I've done, and have another good week.
Yeah, I feel like halfway through Sunday, I was like, wow, might be a rough start to our series here, but I was happy to be wrong on the Monday Night Football game. I'll say that, but excited to get going here on week 4.
Yeah. Yeah, week 3 was crazy here. I saw a stat that was 7 of the games were they featured a game-winning score in the final 3 minutes. I mean, we saw how many block kicks and the field goals to win it, and that was a crazy Sunday, especially. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it as we go through here. So, looking here, let's see what we got. So, Troy was our overall, well, he's our overall leader for record wise and week 3 winner, 13-3. Troy, that's pretty hot.
Yeah, and two of my losses were good ones. The Lions, I got that one wrong, which I'll take, and then I got the Packers one wrong, which I'll also take.
Yeah.
So I'll go
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, as I was watching, kind of following the games, I was at a soccer tournament and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? These are crazy games. I thought I had it for our pick'ems and then they ended up losing. But yeah, definitely a good week to get those ones wrong for me, as just like you guys were saying, being wrong on that Lions, man. Should we talk about it quick? You want to talk about Lions?
Kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, is that the I was talking to a coworker yesterday too about, is that the best Lions regular season win under Dan Campbell? And he thought, it could be ever. Yeah, I just went into it expecting them to lose, so I really didn't have any like stress or anxiety, and then it was just like amazing
It's
performance.
a fun game.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, and the way they won too, like I had a good feeling about our offense, but the way the defense just got after Lamar, contained him, and got a turnover, really stopped him on one or two fourth downs. I mean, I think Kelvin Shepard's the right guy for the job, from
yeah,
what I've seen the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's fun on the sidelines too, man. I think I was texting that. Like, he just gets so hyped up for his guys, because he was out there. He played at a high level for a long time too. But yeah, man, in that last episode I was talking about, there's no way we're going to be able to contain Lamar. And holy cow, Jack Campbell. I
Yeah,
owe an
I
apology to
know.
Penn State.
His face was all like bloody.
Like lacerated his chin. Did you see on
Yeah,
what happened on that? I just saw a video on what
it
I
it
looked
didn't
was.
like
see
his
the
face
exact.
mask.
Yeah.
It was when BB dropped that interception. He like was on his back and he like rolled up and kicked his legs and Jack was like right over top of him and it hit him. So it
Oh,
was actually
Uh,
BB's cleats hit him right in the lip or chin or whatever.
oh, geez.
That was kind of crazy. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And like they bottled up Henry. He had that one long touchdown run, but then it was like nothing other than that one run, which was, yeah. And then Al Qadim Muhammad, like,
Yeah, he could be great. So I didn't realize he was an 8-year veteran. Like,
yeah, I didn't know he was 30.
No,
I was like,
that's so
what?
yeah,
surprising. That is surprising.
yeah. So it could be a great fit. I mean, if he can take a little bit of pressure off Hutch, to get him going a little bit more, that'd be huge.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we're starting to see him take form. It seemed like they were so gassed. Both lines of the Ravens, offensive defense, seemed so gassed at the end, and our guys
yeah,
were just dominating. And you could see
yeah,
Hutch's motor was still just like in that fourth quarter, I feel like he was wrecking shot back there.
Yeah. And then I'm getting super excited about our two young guards, Mahogany and Ratledge. Like they're starting to really come on. And yeah, I mean the Ravens, their weakness is the interior of their D line, so we exploited that. But those are going to be a couple more building blocks we have there.
Yeah, agreed. Like I think I might have said this last week too, but I think our season kind of depends on, their continued improvement and obviously staying healthy too. But if they continue on this trajectory, I feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great line. I mean, beating a team like that, everybody had them number one or top three probably in the whole league. So that was that was dominant. That was really fun.
Yeah. I just go back to there was a saying last year someone said where it was like, you know how you always reminisce about the good old days and you never know you're in the good old days until it's past and you remember back. And it's like with Lions football, we're in the good old days right now. So it's like just try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Shout out Andy.
Yeah.
What was it? Big Dog? What's he call himself? The Nard.
Oh, the Nard Dog.
Nard
Dog. Such a perfect quote. You're right though. Like I think last year I was so pent up of, all right, what's the end of the season going to look like? Are we going to make it? Are we going to win the Super Bowl? And we had 15 wins, like that's unheard of. And now to your point, Tro, it's like every one of these wins we can knock off, like enjoy it. It's the most fun team, like I think in all the sports right now. And obviously we're biased, but I think it's one of the most fun teams in sports that anyone can root for. So
really, I mean, the coach, the players, the culture, the underdog coming from decades of, garbage outside of the Hall of Famer players we got somehow and did nothing with them. Yeah. All right. So this is just kind of our overall records, our week 3 records, kind of where we're at. Remember, we started in week 2, so this doesn't include week 1 Pickems. And then we are starting our own kind of lock point system. So we can go over that towards the end of the show. Last week we just started with the base 5, but we're going to start a new wagering system up to 10 points, and we'll go over that, like I said, at the end. But I'm the only one who missed their lock last week. I'm okay with it though. Packers. I wish I could pick you every week if that's what it takes to get a Packers loss, but I'm totally fine with the -5, even though it puts me in a deficit pretty early. But yeah, you guys all nailed yours. Buffalo, I think Zach and Troy were on Buffalo. Matt, you had
Tampa.
Yeah. Which those 2 games actually were a lot closer than they were supposed to be.
Yeah. Squeaked that one out for sure.
Yeah.
And the Packers too. I thought they had it. I was listening to it and I heard the block kick and I quick pick up my phone oh, go. That was a fun one. All right. Let's see here. First game tomorrow. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks at Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, this one. So interesting that I found here. Seattle has won 7 straight games against Arizona, and to me, this is kind of a statement game for Arizona. It's kind of like, Seattle's kind of dominated them obviously for the past few years. So I'm going Arizona at home. I just feel like at some point streaks have to end. So yeah, put me on Arizona. I think they make a statement game and they slay the dragon.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm going Cardinals. It was I don't want to say a coin flip. It was very hard for me though. And I haven't really watched a ton of tape on Seattle this year, or Arizona for that matter. But I think what it comes down to for me is I don't know what Sam Darnold is. I don't know what he brings to Seattle yet. So yeah, I don't know about what the offense is going to bring, so I'm sticking with Arizona.
Nice. Yeah, this is a tough game. I mean, I think they're both pretty good defenses. Arizona, I feel like their offense just isn't clicking, and they did lose James Conner. He's out for the season. Um, what do you? That was an Achilles, was it? That was an ankle, maybe, or foot or something. I don't have that right
Sure.
here. This says ankle on here, but we actually got a good old fashioned split to start. Me and Zach are both
Mhm.
on Seattle. I mean, for me, even though they are away, I don't know. I think I've said it a lot. Seattle, I think, is a sneaky team. Sam Darnold, I don't, it's an interesting move going from Geno to Sam Darnold, but I don't know. I think they're a good defensive team. I think their running backs are good. They're going against good defense. I think Arizona is pretty good defense. But Kyler and Marvin don't seem to be on the same page, and they're a little spotty. Like for me, I just feel like they're a little streaky. I wanted to see more offense, maybe to start the year. I guess they scored a decent amount, but yeah, I'm just looking here at who they both played in the first three games, and none of them are really that like impressive of wins, and they both lost to San Fran. So, like,
Mhm.
yeah, and the Arizona, man, they should have pulled that one off. They had the San Francisco 49ers. They got that safety late in the game, and then just kind of left. I don't know if it was a three and out, but they didn't take enough time off the clock and just let them come back, led by old Mac Jones. But yeah, this should be a good game. I think I'm gonna watch that tomorrow unless I got something going on. But yeah,
Yeah,
Battle of the Birds, divisional game.
that's right.
They're both 0-1 in the division, like we said, lost to the Niners early. Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Is this though? This is the Dublin game, right?
Yep. Yep.
And it's when?
This
Still
nine
when?
eight. Yeah. Yeah. This was hard because like the Vikings with Wentz looked good. He was just like getting it out quick, which maybe that is even worse news for JJ, that it's kind of shows it's just him, or is it just Wentz does it once and he can't do it again? I don't know, but I went with Minnesota. I I just they did it last year with Darnold. Not saying Wentz is as good as Darnold, but yeah, maybe he's their new guy that can just run the offense, and they've got a lot of talent. So there's no real home field for Pittsburgh. So Minnesota.
Yeah, so this was another tight one for me as well. Like, so Pittsburgh, I think it's going to be one of those teams, just like they were the last, 3, 4, 5 years, where, they win a couple games, then they lose a game or two. They win one or two, they lose one, like just up and down the whole year. Um, in Minnesota, I think the biggest thing is I trust their defense. I didn't really watch a ton of the Carson Wentz and how he performed, but I think, I trust Kevin O'Connell to kind of get that offense rolling. I mean, you've got the weapons to make it happen and put some points on Pitt. So I'm going to Minnesota.
Yeah, I know. I think we're going to be saying this a lot this week. And it's weird because at first glance I was like pretty confident in my like gut picks to start, and then as I started really thinking about it and like going back through it, I kept second guessing. There's a bunch of games where I'm like, man, this is a lot harder than I thought. But yeah, I think I thought I saw or I heard someone say that Minnesota is undefeated out of the states or something like that. Um, but kind of same things as you guys are saying. Like I trust their defense a little bit more. Pittsburgh, let me pull up their wins really quick because I feel like they haven't been as great as what their record is showing. The Jets, they beat the Jets and the Patriots gave that game away. The Jets probably, I think the
Mhm.
Jets had a bad turnover at the end of the game too, and
Yeah.
then kind of got whomped by Seattle. But it's so early yet. But you know what? Actually, Zach gave me a note. He's also on Minnesota. He says, I struggled with Minnesota and Pitt, but an immobile Rodgers versus that Minnesota blitz sounds pretty brutal.
True.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jordan Mason though. I know they lost Aaron Jones, but I think Addison's coming back. He might be coming back for
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they have Christian Darrisaw back yet, but that would be helpful. Yeah, should be good. That's another good game there. You guys ready to hit another game here?
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Mandus at the Atlanta Falcons. Kick us off,
Yeah.
Greg.
This one, Atlanta was looking good until last week, and then like Penix got benched, or did they just sit him down because they're getting killed? I don't know, but I don't know. So I'm going Commanders just because the vibes in Atlanta seem like they took a pretty big hit, and yeah, the Commanders they're. Let me see if I just refresh my. Yeah, I mean they smacked Vegas. Only losses to Green Bay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was another hard one. What it comes down to for me is I think I just changed my pick like 3 minutes ago looking ahead to this game. It looks like Jaden Daniels is still kind of up in the air. I'm worried about that. And it looks like Terry McLaurin might not play either. So I think that's a big hit for them, especially being on the road. You already have Austin Eckler out. So if those two are out, or one of them even, a little scared of their offense and what they could do. I think it'll be a bounce back game for Atlanta and Penix. So I'm going to Atlanta.
And we're back. Yeah, so I think let me see. Zach's actually on Atlanta also. Man, I struggled with this one too because we don't know if Daniels is even playing, right? Actually, I think I'm going with Washington. Let me double check that. Pretty sure I had Washington. I don't really have a great reason other than the Falcons just got their butt whooped. Yeah, I'm on Washington here. Um, yeah, Eckler, that's kind of a big hit 'cause they did trade away what was his name?
Robinson.
Yeah, it was a Brian Robinson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of stinks. But yeah, I mean, it'll be another good game. These, like I said, these are kind of all good games. I expect so much more out of Atlanta, like that was a shocker. I don't think anyone was expecting the 30-0 shutout performance by the Panthers. Like, good for them. But man, just with that offense too, like, is it a play calling thing or something? Like, give it a Bijan or throw it up to Drake. Like, I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we got another split. The next game, what do we have? Ooh. Ooh. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, I mean, this will probably be fast. Obviously, Buffalo. I don't have too many notes on this other than good team versus bad team. At home, I'll take the good team.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more you can say on this game. Going Buffalo.
That's a sweet avatar, though. That should be their normal logo.
The Bills.
Yeah.
Just cool.
And also going back to the Saints uni watch last week, I thought those jerseys looked pretty cool. The white helmets.
They weren't bad. They were solid. I don't know if I'm making this up, but I thought I heard or saw some tweets or something like that. Like, they're kind of raising the white flag here, against the Seahawks. So no, it's always fun to see those, for the first time too. They've never worn those before. So yeah, not bad.
I did have a note for here. It was like Buffalo's a 16-point favorite. That's insane. Like
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I mean, it could happen. I don't know if they'd still be playing their starters at that point, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, I think. Sorry, New Orleans. It's not going to be a fun year. Yeah. All right, here we go. We can talk more Detroit.
Yeah. So this one is interesting. So the one thing I wanted to share was um, Dan Campbell actually has 71 career wins, or sorry, 40. What am I looking at? Oh, now my stats don't make sense. Dan Campbell has 41 wins. Where was it? Oh, that was games. Well, so I'll sort of my stat was wrong, but Dan Campbell he's coached in 71 games. So this is he'll be his 72nd game, which will tie him with essentially the best Lions coach of all time, Buddy Parker, who has the two championships in the 50s. So, it doesn't seem like Dan's been around that long, but he is starting to get up there in terms of total games coached. The next on the list is Jim Schwartz, who has 80. So he's still behind, Jim Schwartz kind of in our lifetime in terms of coaches, but he's past Jim Caldwell and obviously all the other crazies that have come between there. But
So is that just sheer games coach, not like
yeah,
wins or anything? Okay.
no. So wins, he's climbing. He has 41. Next on the list is 43, which is Joe Schmidt. Then Monty Clark also has 43. And then Buddy Parker has 47. So he should catch those guys this year. And then the top three is Wayne Fonts, George Wilson, and Potsy Clark. So he won't, well, he might get Potsy Clark this year if they get 12 more wins. But yeah, he's starting to, and obviously playoff wins, he's tied for second in most playoff wins. So with two.
With two.
And then the other one is for rushing touchdowns. So that in the last game, the announcer showed like Gibbs and Montgomery have the NFL record for both scoring a touchdown a game, which I was really surprised by with 11. But if you look at Lions career touchdowns, Barry Sanders is obviously number one with 99, then Billy Sims with 42, and then Dutch Clark with 36. But then we have Gibbs with 29, and then there's Nick Pistatrante from the 60s with 28, but then Monty also has 28. So Monty and Gibbs are almost to 30, and essentially they're fourth and fifth all time in Lions history, and they obviously haven't played for the team that many years. So their rushing stats in terms of touchdowns is kind of crazy. So thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, for this game, I mean, I took the Lions. They're at home. They're better than the Browns, but the Browns defense makes me a little nervous, and they did beat the Packers. So it's like, was that win real? Is this going to be a low scoring slugfest? I don't, I'm a little more nervous than I was, but I think they should be able to get it done.
Yeah, I agree, Troy. Like the defense is really the only thing that scares me, and knock on wood kind of thing. I think if we can find a way to extend the field, I think Myles Garrett and we got Mason Graham on their interior as well. They're super strong. Like I think it might be a tough day running, so we're gonna have to get JMO. We're gonna have to get Amon-Ra. Hopefully to Salah some catches on the outside. But I think if we can, score 3 or 4 touchdowns, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, I feel comfortable at home. Good stats on the Lions and Dan Campbell. So I saw this, and I'm sure a lot of people and everyone saw this already, but So between Monty, Gibbs, and St. Brown, record their 10th career game where all three of them scored from one scrimmage touchdown. And that's the most games by any trio of teammates in the history of the NFL. So I thought that was kind of cool. And one more note on Dan Campbell, like when it's all said and done, he'll have a statue outside in downtown Detroit.
Yep.
For sure. I mean, he's already, there's no way. Like he's already everybody's favorite coach that we've ever had, and just had so many duds or just like mediocre ones, for so long. But yeah, I mean, I agree. This game, Zach and I, of course, we're all on the Lions at home, against the Browns. Yeah, that D line's no joke. I don't know. I wish I had the rankings, like defensive rankings. They're definitely top 1, 2, or 3 for sure right now. They're not giving up a lot of points, but they're not really scoring a whole lot of points either. So I guess they let Baltimore put up 41 on them, but yeah, we just got to outscore them. I guess that's how you win in general. But our offense has been clicking. I like the idea with JMO. Like I like Gibbs when we get him outside, get him some space and a blocker. Like JMO's a fun blocker. Tesla. I think this could be a good Tesla anytime touchdown game. I might do something like that. I don't know. It was just fun seeing Sonic and Knuckles at it, just going back and forth. And Gibbs was working hard for his, I feel like he wasn't, but I was saying, man, like Demo was just like kind of like floating at first. And then it reminded me of like Le'Veon. He had such like patience. And then he just would pick up 8 to 15 plus yards, just like, whoa.
His vision.
Yeah.
His vision's insane.
No, he's so good. We're so lucky to have both of them.
Yeah.
They are fun to watch together for sure. So, yeah. Let me see if Zach had anything that I might have missed. Oops. Any other thing like the Lions? That's how I guess we already talked Lions a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, can't lose to Joe Flacco. He's
Yeah.
I don't know. Who's even there? I mean, they have Judkins, I guess, is probably now their starting running back.
That's like, Joey Judy, Cedric Tillman. They have that. And Joe Kuhn Fanning, I mean, they got some weapons, but I feel like you really just try and shut down that run game. That's kind of what we do first anyway, is stop the run first, no matter who we're playing. And I'm sure at home too.
I was going to, do you know the line off the top of your head? Wow.
No.
Detroit minus 9.5.
I mean, the way their offense has been humming, like you kind of feel like if they get to 20, it's over, and they should be able to get to 20.
Yeah, you would think. It's one of those cases where it's like you got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat pretty handily. So to kind of prove that you are the team that everyone kind of thinks you are right now. So.
Yeah,
and the Packers and their defense too. I think Zach Tom went out with an injury. I don't know if I'm assuming he left the game. I saw he's out this next week too, because they have a week 5 bye or something like that. So they're trying to get him back after the bye. So going against a D line, down some linemen, that's tough. And that interception with Love was perfect timing.
And I can't really think back. Under Dan Campbell, I can't think of any times the Lions have like played down to their competition where they've like messed around with a team they should, destroy. And I'm sure it's happened, but I just can't. That's really not been an issue with them.
Outside the division, for sure. I feel like sometimes with the Bears, we kind of left them, but
that's true. But
I know outside of that, I can't really think of. Maybe Christmas Eve when we dropped it to the Carolina Panthers that one year that kind of kept us out of the playoffs. Was that year?
Yeah.
Oh, that was right before they. Well, yeah, that's right. That was when they were going on the run, and that was their one loss. And
if we would have had that, all we would have done is beat the Packers, get in, sort of thing.
Yeah. So that might be the one example, but
And then Baker balled out as a backup for the Rams and kept us out.
yeah.
That's right.
Baker.
Ooh,
This is a tough one.
this one's very hard. So last week I had my stat on CJ Stroud, my vibes stat, but I actually found it. So this is on adjusted EPA per play. Now this is just for this year, but take a guess at the quarterbacks that are above and below CJ Stroud in the NFL in terms of like who's just one better than him and one below him.
Oh man. For QBR?
Yeah,
Adjusted EPA per play. So basically they're adjusting for all the pass protection, receiver dropped interceptions, like kind of defenses faced.
I'm gonna say
Is one of them Bryce Young?
No, he is below Bryce Young.
What about Browning?
He's one below Browning. And he's one above Flacco. So he's if you go from worst up, worst is Bo Nix, then JJ, then Penix, then Rodgers, Tua, Ward, then Flacco, then CJ Stroud. And then if you go by QBR, CJ Stroud, ironically, is right next to Jaden Daniels, but right below Bo Nix, Joe Flacco, Tua, Russell Wilson. And then I even went back to last year, because obviously this year's a small sample size. And if you filter for QBR from last year, CJ Stroud is right under Kirk Cousins, right above Aaron Rodgers, and Anthony Richardson. So, you know, since his rookie year, he has kind of fallen off a cliff. With that said, though, I went with the Texans. I don't know. They're at home. They kind of have to get this win. Yeah. I don't know. I flip-flopped a lot on this one.
Yeah. I'm on Houston as well. Last week I was high on Cam Ward. I thought last week he was gonna kind of show us a little bit of flash. That did not happen. And now I think it's a case of until I see something else out of the Tennessee Titans, I can't really roll with them. So, and it's in Houston. I'm gonna stick with the Texans.
So basically what you guys are telling me is Tennessee's about to win this because we're all on the Texans. Let me double check Zach's on the Texans, but yeah, for me it comes down to coaching and defense. Like I trust the Texans a little bit more, but man, what is going on with their offense? It's just I think they miss Mixon a lot. I'm hoping I don't know what his status is. I have him in a league too, but Tennessee, they're young. I could definitely see them winning this one. It's a divisional game. I don't know. They're not good at all either. Like Alvin Ridley's not very existent right now for them. Like,
yeah,
that's what happens when you have two winless teams.
Yeah, I feel like the Titans are going to be that team in like week 14 and 15 that you don't want to face. But getting to that point, it might be rough.
Just so surprising. They were like an exciting young team, right? When kind of we were hitting things off too. We were both kind of like the underdogs, and then they've since fizzled and we're still a contender. So
who was their quarterback that they drafted?
Levis?
Yeah, Levis.
oh, the Titans.
Is he even on their roster?
Well,
I'm sure he's a backup, right? Because he was just drafted like a year or two ago.
He is. He's on IR because actually last year when you filter by QBR, he was last. He was the worst quarterback.
The Mayo man. Yeah, he wasn't great. He just did crazy stuff all the time, and you're just like, what Why'd you do that? So of course it would end in an interception. All right. We're all we just did 3 guarantees in a row. We were all on Buffalo, Detroit, and now Houston. So hopefully
Let's
we nail
see.
it. All right, the Carolina Panthers at the New England Patriots. It's kind of another tricky one.
Yeah. So the Panthers are kind of my fun team. I don't know. I just kind of feel like they're team chaos. They're, they were the team kind of at the end of last year that was kind of scrappy. They've seemed to kind of carry that over to this year. New England, I don't know. I mean, Drake May has been okay, but doesn't have much around him. The crazy thing is he leads the team in rushing yards with 87. He's tied with Stevenson. They both have 87 rushing yards, which is just crazy. But
Stevenson can't hold on to the ball, so
yeah, I don't know. I know New England's at home, but I'm going to go with Carolina with this one.
Wow. Yeah, another tough one. I mean, the only thing that was swaying me one way or another here was where it's going to be played, and that's New England. I mean, I know Carolina just beat up on Atlanta last week. I just can't see him winning 2 in a row, so I'm going Patriots.
yeah, this was a tough one because it's like Panthers is this an outlier, the 30-0 shutout? Like, is that just a fluke? Or is it like, they're showing the promise that they, we were glimpsing at the end of last year? For me, I'm looking at the Patriots and just saying, like, I don't know. I don't think Vrabel's gonna let this one slide. Like, you got to win this game. Young team, new coach. You just turned the ball over. What was it, 5 times? They had 4 fumbles, 5 fumbles, something like that. They lost 4 fumbles for sure. They might have fumbled again. Ramondre had 2 fumbles, which has always been a problem in his career. I don't know why they're not giving their rookie. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Is that Ohio State rookie? Or no? The running back
Henderson.
Yeah,
Travion Henderson.
I don't know why he's got to be getting more touches here pretty soon because that's just silly. So yeah, that was kind of my reasoning with that, but like it's hard to tell after last week for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jackson Dart's first game.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
mean, that's a layer. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That could complicate things a little bit. However, I'm not sure. I think Malik Neighbors was actually questionable. Let me see
Yeah,
if
I mean,
there's
for me, because it's his first game against Jesse Minter, the defense coordinator for the Chargers, it's going to be the Chargers. Jesse Minter is going to have Jackson Dart seeing ghosts. He's such a good defensive coordinator. He's going to be mixing his coverages. I think this is going to be rough for the rookie. I mean, after Russell Wilson played last week, you kind of had to do it. You'd ideally not want it to be against the Chargers, but there's not really a great time, I guess, to break in a rookie. So yeah, I'm going Chargers in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers as well. I could see a world where, Jackson Dart comes in, and not to say that he lights the world on fire, but I could see him giving the team a bolt of energy. And this is a 1 o'clock game on the East Coast for the Chargers, so that plays a little bit of a factor into it as well.
That's a good point.
So, we've seen it before where these West Coast teams, it's just a tough day when you have to, it's 10 in the morning still for them, and you got to get up and play a game, and it's not what they're used to. So, thought about that a little bit, but I'm still going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Giants schedule here, and it is interesting that you're going to fire them up against this defense. This team's hot, like you were saying. but like they got the Saints next, which would be, maybe that's a get right for them, their first dub. But then you got the Eagles, the Broncos, the Eagles again, the Niners D, then you get the Bears, but then the Packers and the Lions, like Giants, that's a rough schedule coming up. But I guess at this point, just kind of throw them in because, man, Russell Wilson he was just sending prayers all night long. I was like, he was dropping those moon balls the week before, like perfectly, and then
Yeah.
that was the Dallas Cowboys defense. But yeah, Zach and I are both on the Chargers here. Another guarantee, but yeah, I do like the D line, of the Giants, but the Chargers I feel like they're rolling right now. All right, here's another one. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, this to me is sort of like the very first game we picked, which was Seattle, Arizona, where it's kind of like that statement game for the home team, kind of playing the bully big brother. Um, so I'm going with Tampa Bay in this one because I kind of think, they're out to make a statement. Now I know Mike Evans might be out or is out, or
He's
at
definitely
best he's going to be hurt. So that's a big blow, but I kind of feel like the Eagles are due for a loss in Tampa Bay. This is a statement game for them.
Yeah, I went back and forth a little bit on this as well. I mean, you have Philly who came back, they beat the Rams, and it was a game where, or it's a team where they're gonna find these weird ways to win. I mean, they're tried and they're proven to win like that. Um, but I mean, Tampa Bay is also riding this high as well. So it's in Tampa Bay. I don't have a great reason why, but I'm riding with Tampa.
Yeah, I know these are both pretty weird teams. Like you said, they're both just winning, and Baker's got that magic um game-winning drives, at the end of the game, and Philly's showing us kind of what they do. They can win different ways. I feel like Philly is getting kind of lucky. I mean, they're both getting lucky with their wins, to be honest, but I'm also on Tampa. I actually had Philly for a long time. I love Tampa, and I really don't like the Eagles. Mike Evans is definitely out, I think, for multiple weeks, which sucks. Um, I know they already had two O linemen on IR, I believe, but I think Tristan Wirfs might be coming back and Godwin might be. So I'm just hoping, it's Wednesday night when we're recording this, but I'm hoping um they can be out there. That'd be a big boost for them at home. Um, I don't know. I like Tampa. Zach's also on Tampa. We're all
Wow,
on Tampa. So
surprising.
that's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting because I don't think they're favored. All right. I think this brings us into the 4 o'clock Sunday games, unless I missed any.
No,
We
I
got
think you're right.
the Indianapolis Colts. Are these both three? Oh no, LA might have lost versus the
Yeah,
LA Rams.
yeah, 3-0 versus 2-1, but all the 5 of these wins are against weak teams. So I'm going with the Rams at home. I just think Stafford versus Daniel Jones, kind of going with the better quarterback here. I don't really believe in the Colts yet, so I'm going to pick them to lose.
Yeah, now that you say it, I'm looking at the Colts schedule, and they beat Miami, they beat Tennessee, they beat Denver. They're a good team, but that was kind of a squeaker. But yeah, I think the only thing it's in LA, that's a big piece of it as well. I think the way that LA lost last week to Philly, they're going to be really motivated. They're going to be thinking about that all week, and they're going to want to get right. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
Okay. We are think we're all on the Rams here. And it's actually funny because I actually was just gonna ride Indy until they lost. I was like kind of hyped up. Like I like doing the fun stuff. And last week I got a little cute, and you saw it in my record, going with the underdog too many times. But that's not what actually changed my mind. I do think LA, the Rams are the better team here, even though Indy's super hot. And I think they are actually a pretty strong team with the O-line and run game and their weapons. But just a shout out to another content creator. Have you ever watched Brandon Perna? Do you know Tom Grassi, the Packers guy? If you've
Sounds
seen any of
familiar,
his stuff.
but
Sometimes
I don't know.
they do stuff together pretty often, but this Brandon Perna guy, he's actually hilarious. He's kind of edgy, but he's got this like curse wheel, and like it comes true pretty often at the end of every like his power ranking show, he'll do it. And last week it was the Packers. And then what happened to the Packers, right? And like last year he did it, and it was like people were getting injured. It was pretty crazy. And this week he cursed the Colts. You know what I mean? So that was I was like, all right, I'm switching just to nod to Perna. So he's a Broncos fan, but yeah. Should be another good game. I mean, like you said, not too impressive wins by these teams, but they're beating up on the bad ones. But it's so early yet. I think this might be a good game. Like, I guess it could be close, but I feel like maybe the Rams just like put them in the dirt or something, and then everybody's kind of like, oh, okay. Like Indy had a hot start, but um, it is what it is. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be kind of telling of who's legit or not. Or maybe it'll be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars.
Yeah. So is Purdy back,
San Francisco.
or is he still going to be out?
I don't know if that's confirmed either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he might be, is what it sounds like, but I don't think it's
100%.
yeah.
I guess for my pick, it probably doesn't matter. I'm going with San Francisco, just being at home. I know they are starting to have the injuries pile up pretty big on them, so they're probably close to falling off a cliff. But I think they're probably still better than Jacksonville. Kind of still waiting for Jacksonville to have all that offensive talent come through. So this one's tough, but I'll go San Francisco.
Yeah, the news about Bosa was pretty big, and to your point, they have a lot of injuries right now. I was going back and forth on this one. It is in San Francisco, but there's just something about them where, I don't think they're the team that they were 2-3 years ago, and I think Jacksonville, they've got a lot of energy. I think this is probably the most consistent that Trevor Lawrence has been playing. I'm gonna take a flyer on Jacksonville.
Yeah, this was definitely another tough one. I just got my gut is telling me to go Jacksonville. I feel like this is one where I was feeling kind of cute, so I'm glad that Matt went Jacksonville, so I'm not alone. Actually, Troy's riding solo on this one. He was already solo on the Panthers. He's going solo again. Zach has the Jaguars. I think Nick Bosa is definitely a big hit, obviously. But yeah, I don't have a great reason. I think the Jags need to continue coming together more offensively. It'll be interesting to see the corners on the depleted San Francisco receivers. I guess they got Pearsall's having a great year so far. But other than that, is Juwan Jennings okay? Is he hurt or anything? Or is he playing? He's just a little bit quieter. I don't have any shares of him, so I don't really pay attention. But I guess they got McCaffrey, though. I mean, McCaffrey is hot, then at home, San Francisco.
Yeah, is Ricky Pearsall? He's hurt.
Oh,
I don't
is
know
he?
if he said he didn't practice today, but his status for Sunday's unclear. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That would be a huge hit, too. You want to change your mind, Troy? You're going solo here? You fine with that?
Let's
So
go solo.
so
The
you
Yeah.
go,
icon's there. It's locked.
there you go, 13-3.
Ooh.
This will be a fun one.
Yeah. This
This will be
is
this is crazy implications of like
yeah. So loser will be 1-3, and there's only about a 15% chance to make the playoffs if you start 1-3. So yeah, 34 out of 235 teams have made the playoffs that start 1-3. So essentially, the losing team is almost done. I'm just kind of getting the feeling that I know Kansas City's at home, but I kind of think they might be almost out of their window. Like, obviously, Mahomes is still amazing, but they really, just looking at the talent outside of the quarterback, it just feels like Baltimore has more, and Derrick Henry, I know he's had a couple rough games in a row now with fumbles and just getting bottled up. I kind of feel like he breaks out of it. He's kind of due to do that. So I'm going to go Baltimore. I think it's a must win for both teams. I just kind of feel like Baltimore might get it done.
Yeah. I can't wait to see this game and kind of watch it unfold. And I'd be more concerned if the Chiefs end up 1-3 versus Baltimore. I think Baltimore can still easily win that division. I don't think they're going to have an issue doing that. I mean, they lost to two good teams. So I wouldn't be as worried about them if they lose. But if Kansas City does lose this game, that's to your point, Troy. It could be not a good season. Chargers are already up at 3-0. But it's at Kansas City. I think Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid find a way to pull this one off.
I'm with Troy on this one. I think I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the Chiefs. It's just weird because it's not what you're used to seeing. And I do believe Baltimore's a good team. I know we took it to them. So I don't know if that's going to be a blueprint for Andy Reid and company, but um, I don't know. It's hard for me to go against the Ravens. You guys know I was talking them all up last week. I love Lamar. Derrick Henry's a beast. I know we took care of business here. The Lions did, like I'm part of the team or something. No, but um I don't know. And Matt, to your point, I totally agree. I don't think anyone can really argue that. Like if you go down 1-3 in that division, I mean the Raiders are gonna that put up a fight. Like the Broncos, that's a hard team to beat. You got to play them yet, and Chargers already beat you once. Like that's gonna be tough to come back from. So this definitely, I mean, it's a must win for both, but I think it's more so a must win for Chiefs. I do agree with that. I just think Baltimore, I just like them better. So we'll see. That's gonna be a really fun game for sure. So yeah, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That would be a very, very fun game to watch. I'm excited for it. We're split. We're split on that one.
No good split.
Here's a less fun, maybe a
Yeah.
less fun game. Chicago Bears at the Las Vegas Raiders.
So last week we talked about how would the Bears respond with their new head coach. After getting embarrassed by the Lions, would they come to play? And they did. So that was good for Ben Johnson, kind of the response to show that they're fighting for him. But in this game, traveling out west, the Raiders, are a decent team at least. I don't know how good they actually are, but they're certainly not bad. So I'm just going with the Raiders on this one. I think traveling out west, playing in Vegas is going to be a challenge. I could definitely see the Bears winning this, but yeah, put me on the Raiders.
Yeah, it was a tough one for me too. I think the biggest thing I was kind of going back and forth on was, Geno Smith. I think he's pretty well established. He's not elite by any means, but I think he's solid. I think he's stable. And you got Pete Carroll. I think he'll have them ready to play out on the West Coast as well. I think the Bears are just a little bit too inexperienced. Obviously they had a good win last week, but I think this might be a little bit of a tougher test for them. So I'm going to go the Raiders as well.
Zach is with you guys on the Raiders. This is one I kind of tussled with as well. So I'm trying to line this up nicely. I'm gonna go Bears here, and I'm fine going solo. Makes me a little nervous because I definitely like the Raiders a lot as a team. I'm just gonna hope that Ben Johnson's cooking and he's just gonna keep it rolling. It's definitely a tough trip out west. You just can't. You're coming off a get right, beat up the bad Cowboys team, but yeah, Caleb Johnson. Caleb Williams, that was
Did it
nice.
again.
It's just their union. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, and then
Yeah.
the rookie running back down in or over in Pittsburgh, Caleb Johnson. No, Caleb Williams, yeah. Him versus he might be eating a lot by Max Crosby, we'll see. The Bears online though, I think they just got a lot of pieces. They're supposed to be good. So it's like maybe they just need some time to get together with that communication piece, just like we're seeing, the Detroit O-line kind of having some quick improvement here. So I'm just gonna go with Ben Johnson's cook. And Roma Dunze scored a lot of touchdowns. I think he scored in every week so far. Um, we'll see. I'm not too invested in this game, honestly. This is the fun one for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I think I know
Sunday
where
night,
everyone's
right?
going.
No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this
Sunday
is
night. Yeah.
Sunday night. Micah Parsons
Yeah.
returns to the
Reve-
D.
Revenge game. What's the,
Oh, sorry.
what's the,
It was gonna
no.
just start.
Yeah. I'm going Green Bay. It's a revenge game for Micah Parsons, a get right game for the Packers. I'm kind of trying to, how many sacks does Micah Parsons get is the question. He might go crazy. So yeah, Packers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm with the Packers as well. I just think they're an all-around better team. Dallas, I think they're a good football team, but I just think they have a few holes that Green Bay is going to exploit, especially Micah. We'll see though. I mean, it could be too much of a storyline where Micah doesn't do much. You never know. I mean, I would definitely love to see Dallas win, but I'm going to go to the Packers.
It would be so sweet if the Dallas Cowboys somehow pulled this off. CeeDee Lamb's out 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle sprain. Tyler Booker also their starting guard, um, also out 3 to 4 weeks. So not looking great. They do, like I said, I think it's Zach Tom is out for the Packers this week. I can't recall off the top of my head any other major ones, but I mean, I think we all kind of know what it is. You got an elite contending team with a whole lot of baggage coming into town. Michael Parsons. Zach had a note here. I got to read Zach's. He might murder Dak and give Jerry the finger. Jerry's sad expressions on the Jumbotron are going to be meme worthy.
I just love how they picked up Jadeveon Clowney just because they needed pass rush. And it was like,
do you guys want to dive? I mean, we got a little bit of time. Do you want to dive into that trade? Because that happened before we really started all this. Like,
yeah,
Jerry Jones.
it sounds like a lot of it has to do with how he wants to negotiate with the players and not the agents. And I don't know how you can mess that up. I mean, 2 draft picks is nice, but they're going to be late first round picks. I mean,
I feel like you could
Kenny
have
Clark
gotten
is,
more.
yeah, and like Kenny Clark is definitely good, but he's older, so it's not like he's going to be around when those draft picks come through anyway. But in the flip side, the Packers, now you have a huge contract with another huge contract. I mean, it's the price of having a good player, though. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I mean, first of all, that he got traded. I didn't think that part was impossible but to Green Bay of all places and what they've been through with Dallas, put Dallas and Dallas fans through the last few years, like,
Yeah.
and then for that amount too, like, although to speak a little bit about the Kenny Clark part, I can't remember if it was like Detroit coaches or players were like, one part of their reaction was like, good, get him out of our division. He's been a menace against our run game for so long. So like, he's not a terrible player, but he is definitely older at the end of the aging. So
Yeah.
that was crazy news right before the start of the season too.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think the biggest thing, I think, Jordan, you just mentioned it, is the contract and how that's going to affect them going forward. Yeah, obviously wish it wasn't in our division. He's a really solid player, and gosh, going back to unis though, I think he looks terrible number one. I think he will just, I don't know. It's a weird, and I think it's more to do with that it's in a Green Bay Packer uniform. So I don't know. I just had to get that off too.
Yeah. Well, isn't it because Jaden Reed's number 11, right? Is that why he couldn't be 11 and then Reed wouldn't give it up or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. And I didn't realize, but not like unretired, but like no one has had that number one in the Packers uniform since, I don't know, forever basically, right? I didn't really read too far into it, but they kind of made the exception for him, which I thought was wild. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of jersey numbers, did either of you watch the St. Brown podcast?
I watched clips of it.
Okay, so last week they had Gibbs on, and they were asking him about switching to number 0. that was pretty funny. Just they were kind of clowning him, and they were telling him he should switch to number 00.
Because he wanted one, right?
Yeah,
But
he
then
wanted one.
JMO, he's been there longer and he got it. And
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Zero's weird, but I think it kind of fits Gibbs.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. As long as he keeps scoring, man, he can wear whatever he wants. Doubles, is 00 even allowed in the NFL? I don't think, I know
I've
in
never-
the NBA people have it, but
yeah. I've never seen it, but I don't know. They
Yeah,
were like
that would
telling him he
be-
should be like a receiver number. Like they were like, you should have been like number 84. That would have been sick.
I watch a lot of their stuff too. They are funny.
Uh,
All right. Any
Yeah.
more Packers, Dallas? Good luck.
yeah.
Dallas fans, I'm so sorry. It's gonna be rough. This is gonna be a rough game.
Maybe this is the reverse curse though. Last week we all picked them to beat the Browns, so
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see what we have next. Monday night doubleheader. New York Jets division game against the Miami Dolphins, 2 0-3 teams.
yeah. So this is a coach game for me. It's you have one side, you're 0-3 with a new coach trying to build a foundation. The other side, you're 0-3 with a coach who's kind of getting on a seat that's getting hotter and hotter every week. So it's kind of a building team versus a team that's kind of like going towards a firing that we kind of all know is going to happen at some point. So for me, it's the Jets, even though it's at Miami. I don't know if that's really that much of a home field advantage. Yeah, Aaron Glenn. I always liked him just in terms of him being a leader. I think they're going to fight hard for him to get that first win. I don't really see the Dolphins fighting hard for McDaniel. So I'm going with the vibes on that one.
Do we know is Justin Fields back?
I don't know. but
It's
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if that's known yet.
Okay. So, first thing I'll say on this one is this is uni alert number one of the week, one of two. It's coming up next, spoiler. But I don't know if any of you have seen those new what they're calling the rivalry uniforms.
Oh, I've
Have you
seen a
seen?
I
couple.
think I
Yeah,
remember the
so
pictures, yeah.
yeah, so only 8 teams have them this year. Um, they're it's like color rush, there's some of them that are white, some are black, but anyways, Miami's doing this rivalry uniform Monday night at home. Theirs is all black helmets, black uniforms. um you know I I'm not
Ooh.
I I don't love them, but I don't hate them either. But I did see a joke online that they're gonna be wearing black to their own funeral kind of thing. So um, yeah, yeah. So I wanted to bring that up. I think it'll be hot. It's gonna be down in Florida. I feel like this is one of those September Miami games where the heat kind of gets to the other team, and Miami pulls this one off.
Hmm. Yeah, I just looked them up. Their jerseys are called Dark Waters. So the jerseys look kind of sweet. Are their helmets black too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, did we go out there for a second?
Yeah. That's okay.
Are you guys back?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm on Miami. This one I went back and forth with. I want to go Aaron Glenn. I want to go. The Jets are playing two pretty good games against good teams. Um, I don't know. I feel like they got to win this one. And the uniforms did sway me. I heard that they were wearing these, and I'm looking at them now. I think they're pretty cool. I mean, just something different. They don't. I mean, they have such good colors. I feel like they probably could have done something a little bit better. Um, but I feel like they got to get this one. I know a lot of like that whole regime might be on its way out, sort of thing, like tearing that down to the studs and restarting, and like Troy's saying, one's coming up, and Glenn's got a lot of passion and all that. I bet he'll have his boys ready. I wouldn't even hate if I got this one wrong and the Jets just came out and beat up on the Dolphins just like everyone else has been doing. But I don't know. I agree with Matt. Kind of home game. I'm going Dolphins here. Zach is on the Jets, so this is another split here. It's nice to get some splits every once in a while. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Division game too, right? Are they both? They're both probably own one, and they both lost to the Bills, right? Oh, Dolphins are
Um,
0-2
yes.
in the division.
Yep.
All right, the last game, another Monday night game. Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, this one to me is after last week, the Bengals and Browning struggled. So I'm going Denver at home. I think Denver's a hard place to play. There's a true home field advantage there. Um, yeah, without Burrow, the Bengals offense kind of falls back. No, the other way. Yeah, you go. Kind of their offense isn't as good, and we definitely know they don't have a defense. So I'm gonna go Broncos.
Nice. Start off, this is like I said, uni alert number two of the week that we know of so far. So Denver is going to be wearing their alternate blues. Not that crazy of a difference from kind of their normal orange, but did want to point that out. I do like their blues. I think they're kind of nice. I like them with the white helmets that they pulled off last year. I don't know if they're going white helmets though, so we'll see what happens there. But anyways, on the game, it's in Denver, Monday night. It's funny when I think about growing up and watching Monday Night Football. I don't know why. I always think of either watching games in Denver or like Green Bay, just classic Monday night venues. And I think this is going to be one of those games where Denver pulls it off.
Yeah, I'm high on Denver. I think I talked about this last week too. I think before the season, I think a lot of people expected them to be kind of like the Chargers, of the AFC West, just kind of taking over sort of thing. Yeah, Bengals offensive line versus this pass rush. You got Pat Surtain back there. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I like the Broncos a lot on here for sure. So we're all on the Broncos. Zach had the Broncos as well. I don't think that's surprising to anybody, just the way these games have been going. So now we're here to our locks of the week, and
Ooh.
it should be interesting to see. So the system we're doing for our locks is basically we're going to be doing kind of like elimination style where you can't pick that winning team again the rest of the season. And then we have like our records, our overall records, our weekly record. And then we have like an extra point total system. So we're going to be doing kind of like another system to track how we're doing. That's going to include your wins, but also your lock points. So for example, last week, everybody got their locks right and they got +5 points. It's just kind of the baseline we started at, added to their overall score. I had -5, so I got some work to do to catch up in our overall points and record wise. So Troy, lead us off. Who's your lock of the week?
So my lock I started to get a little nervous about when Matt brought up the traveling east thing, but I'm going with the Chargers to beat the Giants. That's my lock against the rookie quarterback, and I'm going to only wager 4 points. So I'm not super confident, but yep, that's my lock.
Ooh. That's a good one. Yeah, this point system is so interesting. I love it. So mine, we actually just talked about this one. I'm gonna go Denver. I don't know why. I'm feeling good about them. They started off 1-3, or sorry, 1-2, and I think that team is hungry for to get back, to get right. Everyone's high on them. And I'm gonna go 6 points.
Well, Matt, I'm going to join you. Actually, I also had Denver as my lock of the week. Kind of targeting the Bengals a little bit. I'm going 10. I need some
Ooh.
catch up. So I'm confident in this one. Sorry if I bring us down because I was the only one to miss the lock last week on some crazy nonsense. But I mean, even if Jamar Chase goes crazy, I feel like the Denver's offense is strong enough to put up points as well. Let me double check what Zach. I already know who he picked for his lock. He said, "I'll wager all my points on Parsons getting revenge."
So 10.
Happy to lose all my points for the Jinx too. So
Nice.
he's locking in the Packers, and he said, I'd be happy to take that hit for us."
Zach, take one for the team. I like it.
So he's maxing out too. He says, "It's 10." So
Right.
there you have it. We'll see how it plays out here. Let me do one more thing here before we say goodbye. Let me just get rid of our faces here, just in case, so everybody can see our beautiful lock screen here. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I think it's a game full of some great. Sorry, I'm putting us back now. Some great games. Another
Yeah,
great
it's
weekend of football. I love this time of year.
Yeah.
same. You really can't beat it. Like Tuesday and Wednesday when there's no football, I'm just like, what do I do at night right now? So probably catch up on sleep. I should.
Yeah.
But now we're doing this, which is even better. So yeah, it's the best.
Yeah. Let's go.
Right.
See ya.
Yeah, Hambonez join us next week. You hopefully have this video up to you guys soon.
Like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you
Love
want to
it.
see any certain themes, we'll see if I can keep up with the graphics, but I want to try and make new graphics every week for you guys. Keep it fresh, keep it cool. maybe some funny stuff every once in a while, maybe some architectural things that are unique to the city. Whatever you want to see, comment down below. Oh, you know what? One last thing. I might put in our bio the link to join our group. So if anybody out there wants to join our Pick'em weeks, if we have like we could go like if you beat us or if you end up winning that week, you can enter your guest picks or your guest lock of the week or something like that would be fun. So